What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel for another market update. Hope everybody's having a lovely day. And with that being said, let's get into the TA. All right, so we're going to start here with the Dow theory sell signal that is popping up. And I'm going to remind everyone what I pointed out at the bottom here. All right, so we're going to come over here to the weekly time frame. All right, and I said over here on Mr. Dow, which is the same chart over here. All right, but we chart over here on DIA. But yeah, all right, so I was saying this is a glorious buying opportunity unless you are crashing. All right, and we did also have VIX over here hitting 30 on the RSI, which was a condition that, again, unless you're crashing, that is going to be your peak, or it's very close to the peak. All right, so the whole market was panicking, ... All right, we saw that. We saw the Dow theory buy signal there, and then along with a bunch of other stuff that we end up calling out. All right, if you've been with us, then yeah, you know what that stuff was. All right, but yeah, guys, now I called this out the other day. All right, you have this going on here. All right, you are making a lower high over here on the transports, and then over here on the industrials, you are not. All right, so I called this out on this day, which was Monday the 3rd, and that has not changed. All right, the transports have not caught up, which says, hey, all right, this move over here, it's extremely likely that this is a fake move and it will reverse. All right. Well, it doesn't mean it just has to reverse immediately. It's just like saying, like, hey, all right, the one's not confirming the other. That's the whole point of Dow theory. All right, that is literally it. That's the only point of Dow theory. One is not confirming the other. So that's that. All right, so I just wanted to point that out. That is something to keep in mind. And now let's get into the rest of the video. All right, so let's come over here to SPY. All right, and I'm just going to remind everyone, hey, weekly time frame, guys. What the heck is this? What the heck is this? And again, actually, you can see this clearly on the DIA too. You have 4 weeks of higher highs here, whereas you just kept making these lower lows over on your weekly volume. And just like I was saying, this was a glorious buying opportunity. All right, I'm saying that, hey, all right, if we're going to start selling off, like I think everything else is suggesting, all right, yeah, the DIA is saying that, hey, all right, you got room to fall. Now, I will point out here on DIA, you did end up, I don't know if you closed above this today. I do not know, but you did end up breaking out from this bull flag here. And that trend line right here is parallel to this bottom trend line right here. You have done a very good job holding this. I don't know if this is going to actually be a breakout. Is it going to be a fake breakout? I don't know, but it's information. I'm just showing you guys it's there. All right, but keep in mind, you do have that Dow theory sell signal as this is going on. So, you know, and chances are it's a fake breakout. But again, information. All right, but come on over here to Mr. SPY. All right, so we had this wedge slash bull flag, whatever you want to call it. All right, and we came back and we retested that, and now we are off the races. So in yesterday's video, I told you guys that I think I recorded that after we ended up breaking out here. All right, but we were making a higher high over here, and then QQ also did the same thing. All right, so there was that. And oh, maybe I didn't say it in yesterday's video, maybe it was in the written update, guys. If you do want to get the updates, get pretty much all of the TA, all of my TA, it's not all of the TA, all right, but if you want to get my TA at the end of the night when I have all the data with me, all right, because markets are closed after 4 p.m., then hey, all right, Webull. All right, I am over there on Webull. You can look up how to find me in the description down there. All right, but yeah, I provide a written update over there each and every night, and I do think is extremely useful. All right, so and yeah, it's extremely useful for me, but I've seen proof of concept. All right, there are many others that find it useful as well. All right, so if you would like to enjoy that, go enjoy that. All right, but yeah, you did make the higher high here, and then you were getting this buying pressure over here that happened this morning. So I was looking for a higher high, guys. That is what I was looking for. All right, I was looking for you to, because you're making this higher low here, you're flipping over here. All right, and now, yeah, as of right now, we are getting that higher high. All right, over there on SPY, we're pushing up to 411. All right, so the spot over here on SPY that I said I was going to be watching is this trend line right here. All right, so this is a trend line that I didn't know was here. I saw this, a friend shared this. All right, we got this going on right here. All right, so from that peak to over here. All right, so I'm not in this trend line is slightly off. It could be, it looks about right there. All right, it could still be slightly off, not sure. All right, but it is directly above, and it would be, yeah, I'm just saying, you are intersecting these two trend lines right here. You have resistance directly above over there. All right, over here, this is where the sellers hopped on over there. And yeah, your target, if this was a 3-week pattern, all right, it would be, your second target would be right here, right? And that would come right here, right up to that trend line. All right, so maybe you do overthrow this trend line slightly. You hit your head on this trend line, and then that's all she wrote. I don't know. All right, but what I do know is you're rallying into 3 like news catalysts, so that's not like, it's not the best thing. It's happened before. I'm not gonna say like you can't skyrocket off of this, but I'm gonna make a call right now. All right, CPI, PPI, and FOMC minutes are going to either put a top in the market or they're going to start to sell off and mark the top for us. All right, so I do think it's going to be one or the other. You can actually see right here. I mean, I've been calling this out the whole time, but like it's extremely obvious you have a rug pull incoming. I'm not saying it's obvious where that's going to start. I'm not going to say that's obvious at all, but it's obvious what's going on here. All right, you do have the fear and greed index ticking back up into the greed category over there, right? Well, not too long ago down here, everyone thought everything was crashing. You had extreme fear. All right, so yes, the guys, they're doing all this on purpose. This is my personal opinion. I'm not gonna say I'm extremely like I'm not certain, guys. I'm not certain any of the information I share with you guys. Just know, like any of these calls, I'm never certain on any of it. Never. All right, because I have no crystal ball and I have no idea what comes tomorrow. I don't. All right, but I come here each and every day and I use the probabilities to pretty much come up with probable scenarios. And yeah, that's the value we provide here on the channel. That is what we do here every day. And again, with the written updates, you guys can go check those out as well, and in a written form, so you don't have to listen to me talk. Or maybe you like listening to me talk and you like hanging out with me. Eventually, we will be doing live streams. All right, maybe the weekly updates or live streams, so we can just sit there charting together and such. All right, yeah, guys, I'd rather enjoy this. I hope you guys rather enjoy this as well. All right, but yeah. All right, you do have this, you don't have a bearish divergence forming yet, all right, but if QQQ ends up coming up, tapping that gap fill, you are going to have, probably going to have another point of divergence here. And now you have a quadruple bearish divergence over here on the CCI. And SPY, if you do end up breaking past this high, which I think is likely, I think you do break past 412. You're already at 411, guys. All right, we were calling it out back here, all right? We consistently provide very valuable insights here on the channel, all right? So there is that. But yeah, we called it out back down there, and I do think you're going to end up busting past this high, and like I said, coming up to these trend lines here. All right, and if that does become the case, you are going to have a bearish divergence over here on the CCI as well. All right, now I'm going to remind you guys over here, all right, this is either going to be the peak, or we're going to have that little $7-8 sell-off, and then we're going to run back up for the peak, and the next top is going to be the peak. That was the call. Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. All right, you still have, like I just pointed out, all right, if you turn back up, you're going to have a quadruple bearish divergence, not even a triple bearish divergence. And again, it's the same thing as SPY over there, SPY and SPX. You're rallying off of declining volume, all right? You can clearly see this on the weekly chart, all right? And then you come over, the last time this happened was over here in August, all right? So, you know, bad things are, they're likely a-coming. And I'm not saying I know exactly where that's going to happen. I'm not saying that at all. But I will tell you right now, yeah, I'm seeing too many things on the charts right now that are just bearish structures, just bearish conditions. All right, everything is just looking extremely bearish to me. All right, and like people might think of this as like, oh no, the market's super strong. How are you bearish? How are you bearish? What are you talking about? There's nothing bearish about these charts. All right, and like I'm just saying, guys. All right, you can go and like ride the tide. You guys could do that. I'll do that as well. All right, but when you're trying to, you know, when you're getting a reversal, you're not shorting once. Well, I mean, you can, all right, you're just not going to get ideal prices, all right, or at least it's not my method, all right. And you know, I've developed my method just like it's what I enjoy, all right. But yeah, you typically don't want to be you don't want to, like, look at this, guys. The crowd was extremely bearish here, okay? If you just listen to, if you went with the tide over here, all right, even over here, you didn't see too much downside. You want to be doing things, you know, like you want to be buying into the greed. You want to buy your puts into the greed. You want to buy your calls into the fear. Exactly what was done over here. That is what should be done up here, in my personal opinion. And again, I'm not certain about anything. All right, I'm not. All right, but what I do is I consistently provide the probabilities, and probabilities are, guys, you're right around a major top. All right, there's like every single factor suggesting you're right around a major top. There's really nothing suggesting that this thing is going to keep going. Other than, again, like you can ride that tide. I'm not going to say it's not, all right? I told you guys, I was looking for the higher high here, all right? So, like, there's that. I'm looking for it. There's that, all right? And, like, if you want to ride that tide, there you go. I'm just saying, there's probably not much more of that tide to go here. And at the end of the day, I told you guys, if I was the dealer, I would be gapping this down on something. And we have 3 news catalysts this week. You know, there you go. All right, you have I think it's FOMC on Wednesday. You have CPI on Wednesday, so that's tomorrow. All right, and then you have PPI on Thursday, and what do you have on Wednesday? Friday. We have bank earnings on Friday. All right. Speaking of bank earnings, let's come over here to XLF. So I was telling you guys, all right, if you do end up seeing it back testing this, guys, like this is a pretty crystal clear, like bank earnings about to make this thing tank. All right, that in my personal opinion, this is your objective short here. All right, there you go. All right, you have your CCI completely resetting here. You have your RSI ticking back up right about that 50 mark right there. And keep in mind, this is where you fell massively over here on XLF and IWM. This is where it was. IWM, guys, that was our canary in the coal mine to you know, why we would very likely be getting this bounce down here along with DIA over there. All right, QQQ is, yeah, that is the one suggesting that, hey, all right, this thing's not going to carry on for too much longer. All right, it is, well, I mean, it's not just QQ. Now it's at the point where we're just seeing everything, all right? Now, over in the written update yesterday, I did end up saying I was looking for, you know, I was looking for you to end up going up today, all right? I don't know how high you go up, all right? But you did have the increasing buy volume there. You did have the, you had this hammer candlestick right there, bullish reversal candlestick, and then that was formed right on the gap fill. And now you're getting that second hammer candlestick forming right there. All right, and I understand you're not at the top right here. All right, if they do push you over there, then yeah, it's going to be a green hammer candle. All right, but the psychology is still the same. Sellers took you down, and the psychology of the candlestick is still the same. Sellers took you down, and now the buyers are taking you back up. They're not letting you get underneath that gap and close under it. All right, so that's what I'm getting at, guys. All right, this is the biggest component of SPY QQQ. If this thing is showing, you know, reversal candlestick on a gap fill with the 80% rule, and then like you also have the increasing buy, there was a solid chance you make the higher high today. All right, and yeah, you ended up gapping up. And that wasn't the case over here on SPY QQQ, but again, largest component of SPY QQQ, and, you know, it's likely going to carry the tide. All right, or yeah, I guess that makes sense. All right, over here on Apple, guys, I want to point this out. All right, so you did end up getting your close underneath the trend line, and this is what I was telling you guys over on the written update that I was looking for. To mark, like, hey, where's the downside starting? I'm not saying it's just going to tank from here. I'm not saying that at all. All right, but this is, I told you over here, we had our sign of weakness, or yeah, it was right here. All right, on the hourly time frame, you already started closing under it. You had your sign of weakness. This has not happened the whole time. All right, except for back down here, but that's all the way down there. All right, but you had that, and then what was the other sign of weakness I was seeing? Forgot what I was seeing. All right, but actually, guys, I'm going to bring up this. All right, DXY. All right, so this is something that I'm just going to throw in the mix here. All right, and this is something I found today, and I can't believe I didn't see this before. But yeah, guys, this is going to wreck everything, in my personal opinion. All right, this is literally going to wreck everything. So not only do you have you have an ugly double bottom from there to there, and also like here to here. So you have like you have a mini one, and you have your trend line break. So this was actually, that was your sign of strength here on DXY, which was weakness for equities. All right, and then you had that sign of weakness over there. All right, over there in Apple. But yeah, guys, so yeah, you broke this trend line. But guys, when you get up here, the target of the rising wedge is going to be up here. So let's just put it on the board now. All right, because at the end of the day, all right, I don't think it's going to end up breaking down. I think if you do come down here, you're going to bounce off that trend line. All right, I do think you're going to start piping up here. All right, you come over the weekly time frame. Look what's going on, guys. Look at what is going on. All right, but let's put that on the board right now, which would be 114,778. All right, so 114,778. All right, let's make that a yellow line for targets, and there you go. All right, and yeah, guys, that is I'm just saying, if you see the dollar come back up here, equities by default should be at lows. All right, if we're gonna see this correlation, you know, this backwards correlation like stick there. All right, yeah. I'm just saying it's very likely if this thing is like, it's just how the system works, guys. If debt becomes more expensive, it's just, you know, equities are going to be going down, along with a bunch of the other stuff we're seeing. All right, guys, if you want to follow me over on Twitter, all right, I'm not going to bring up a bunch of the fundamental stuff over here, but yeah, I pay attention to fundamentals. All right, I follow people who keep me up to date, and I retweet a bunch of stuff that yeah, if you guys want to know what's going on in the fundamental realm as well as the technical realm, I got you. I got you technical here, fundamentals. I'm not going to say like I'm all up in the fundamental space, but Yeah, guys, things are looking so beyond bearish right now. Like, I'm serious. Like, we have the crash loading, and I'm not saying we're going to crash right now, but it's only a matter of time until it happens. And yeah, I do. Like, look at this thing. Is this thing going to be when we start this crash? We start breaking out from this bad boy? Like, I don't know. Like I said, no crystal ball. All right. But I just want to bring these things up because, again, this is all just information. And hey, all right, you don't want to have a bias, guys. You really don't. You want to be accessing all information. It does not matter. All right. You do not shield yourself to info. It's only going to lead to pain. Okay. But yeah, guys, I mean, either way, nothing has changed. I'm still looking for the exact same thing. You did get some selling over here on QQ. I said, like, hey, maybe they're I think it was in the written update. I don't think it was in the video yesterday. That the other possibility besides you getting, you coming up here and getting this higher low here, all right, is they literally just keep you range bound until a news catalyst breaks you out of here. All right. And that would, that's that. All right. But yeah, that's just the way things go. Over here on SPY, you're definitely not range bound, all right? So I do think you're going to at least get a test at this high. If you don't get rejected there, it's probably going to be at the zone here, this trend line, or this trend line, all right? And hey, you do have this gap here. If we get some crazy, like we had the FOMC over here in February, right? All right, you come over here, all right, and you had this, and like, yeah, you're already rallying up here. You have your oscillators up here. It's like that, all right? You didn't have what was going on the weekly time frames going on over there, though. That was the thing. All right. But yeah, all right, you did end up still, like, people were, I mean, like, I remember me, I was like, oh, you're rallying into the news, and I was saying the same thing I'm saying about these news catalysts over here, all right? FOMC was going to put your top in, or was going to start, it was going to mark the top by starting to sell off, all right? And yeah, that probably would have taken out that trend line and been pretty significant right there, all right? Yeah, actually, you could say when the trend line broke, that is actually when you really got the selling. All right, when you got this, not really a back test there, but you did end up getting a valid entry there if you didn't get one up here. All right, there was that, guys. Guys, be patient. Yeah, guys, I mean, it's going to be the same, in my personal opinion, all right? And again, this is everything I say here on this channel, guys. It is speculation. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I don't know. I don't, okay? I can't. I'm not going to give you guys false expectations here. Yeah, guys, all right? Like, this either marks your top by starting a sell-off and you get a big fat gap down. And again, like, if I was the deal, I would be doing this, guys. You see what's going on here? I'm going to show a Bitcoin. We have some conditions popping up on Bitcoin that's just, hey, showing that you're, like, with all likelihood, if we're still in a bear market, you are going to tank. All right, so we're going to go over that in a sec. All right, actually, we'll go over that right now. All right, lost my train of thought there. All right, but actually, look at this. So you do have this pennant right here. So we could be breaking up here. You are still getting rejected at the top of that. All right, but if you do break up here, let's look at where you could be going. All right, I mean, all in all, guys, I think you'd probably be halted here at the top of this range. So this is the resistance zone that I've had for quite some time here. All right, and you did end up breaking out over here. So there was that. And that, when you get a breakout like that, it does dictate you're probably going to be going higher. All right, but now you see that, okay? But what I really want to point out is the weekly time frame, all right? So yes, you're in this massive wedge, right? You're in this massive wedge, just like we just pointed out on DXY, all right? But here's the thing, guys. You have a triple bearish divergence on your CCI still. The weekly stochastic is over there as well, all right? And now this is the kicker. Your weekly RSI is higher than it was at the top. At the top. At the top. I understand it was formed with the bearish divergence. I get it, okay? But if we are still in a bear market, guys, Bitcoin's not about to do some crazy stuff. And again, all speculation, okay? All speculation. But yeah, my personal opinion is that Bitcoin, this is one hell of a bull trap going on in Bitcoin. I don't think it's going to break out past the zone. All right, I do not. I told you guys if it does, like, hey, we know where we're going to be going. All right, we're going to be likely coming up here. All right, right, 37.5, right? And I'm not against it, okay? If it happens, it happens. It's whatever, all right? But I'm just pointing out right now, like, this is bull trap territory. You are in it, okay? I'm seeing things across the charts here, across the board, that's just saying, like, hey, bull trap, right? So I told someone in the Patreon, take a look at Mara and Riot for you guys, all right? So we're going to do that real quick, all right? And I'm going to show why, again, like, these are the crypto stocks, right? Now, you did end up having this. I think you had a trend line break here. Yeah. You did have a trend line break, so that, I mean, there's that, but it's the same thing as over there on Bitcoin. I do think this is just one massive bull trap. I really do. All right, over here on Mara, all right, you are rallying here off of decreasing volume. I understand this is matching that, all right, but I do think I think you're putting a peak here. I'm just saying. All right. And it doesn't have to be this week. All right. Like I said, maybe you get a February scenario like the February top where you get that data and you rally into the data and then boom. Like, you know, Jerome like happens to give the bulls exactly what they want and like completely acknowledge that case. And then, hey, say like bear case kind of doesn't exist. Let's take a victory lap. Let's get everyone super excited. And there you go. I put it in the top. So it could be doing something like that. But yeah, I'm sticking with my call, guys. It's going to be this week. All right. You got a bunch of data and if the technicals are looking this way, someone left the comment saying technicals haven't worked for weeks. Dude, if technicals weren't working for weeks, then they were. I don't know how you think that. You clearly were not watching the channel. All right. I haven't just been a perma bear. I haven't been a perma bull. All right. The technicals showed me exactly where the bottom was. The technicals are what's telling me, hey, we have a rug pull loading. All right. And if you want to be sitting here in a bullish position with this, hey, feel free. But I just told you, you very likely have like very limited upside here. And the downside it's there. All right. It is definitely there. There's no denying that one. And again, QQ already broke down from this wedge. Apple already showed that sign of weakness there, right? Apple can end up pushing up here to this upper trend line here, or it could push up to the 171.31 gap fill. All right, that would be an objective short right there. All right, but both those spots, but it doesn't have to happen. It really doesn't. And let's actually look. Let's see if we can connect these two. All right, or connect these. Hang on. There we go. All right. See if we connect that, guys. Like over there, guys. I've been taking vitamins. All right, so the past 3 days, I just remembered. I have not had this much energy. I'm just like letting you guys know. All right, if you like, I don't know. I just watched a video by Dr. Berg, and I just pretty much wrote down everything all the info he gave me on these vitamins and what they do for your body. And I found I just have all these problems that I just kind of figured, hey, they're never going away. But no, vitamin. I swear, guys, they immediately started fixing themselves. On top of that, B vitamin, all right, the B complex vitamin. I crap you not, guys. I have had so much energy the past like 2 or 3 days since I started this. It has been absolutely phenomenal. I highly recommend it, guys. If you are just like, yeah, like guys, just please educate yourself on vitamins. I had no idea what, like I've gone on, you know, like I've gone on like years where I'm on a health kick or whatever. But I have a ton of vitamins just in my bottom drawer here. I got a vitamin drawer. That I used like a while ago. I used to just take them on the regular. All right. But somewhere along the line, I just started to not take them. And these like things just popped up. I'm serious, guys. These deficiencies, you don't know they're there. But like, holy crap, you watch that Dr. Berg video. Just look up Dr. Berg and you'll probably see exactly what I'm talking about. All right. And it's literally like night and day. You notice like it's almost immediate. It's crazy. All right. And it's a variety of yeah, things I had no idea that I was just depriving my body of. No idea. But yeah, I had the signs and there you go. They're starting to work itself out. All right. So, hey, went a little off topic there, but I'm serious, guys, please. All right. Like if you love yourself, right. And you know, look into it. There's no wrong in doing it. Let's put it that way. All right. Where were we though? Where were we? What was I just speaking about? I honestly have no idea. Let's come over here. Oh, Mara and Rye. I told you guys I would be looking at Mara and Rye. I'm so sorry. I started talking about vitamins. I'm sorry, guys. I'm serious. That B complex vitamin though, that is I'm pretty sure that's the one that's been giving my energy, but I crap you guys not. All right. I had a PR that I could not break. And yeah, literally first day I take that vitamin somehow and on an empty stomach, I somehow cracked that. Yeah, I somehow cracked that PR. And again, I don't know if it's placebo. I have no idea. Very well could be. But hey, there we go. Check it out. All right. But yeah, you are breaking out over here on Mara. All right. So you could carry on higher. I don't think you're going to, I think you're going to have a scenario just like over here. All right. Where you end up peaking out. And like I just pointed out over here on Bitcoin, like this is, to me, this is a mighty ass bull trap. That is what it is. All right. There's no, like, you guys, if you're buying this breakout, I'm serious. You are with all likelihood, an extremely high likelihood, you're getting you're getting trapped. You're gonna see, very likely you are going to be seeing something like that, something like all of these. All right. The last time we had conditions like these, and guys, unless we're like, if we're at the bear market, there we go. All right, there we go. But guess what? The bear market has never ended before the Fed has pivoted and the market has crashed. The market has not crashed. All right. We haven't had any watershed moment, and guess what? The Fed has not pivoted. So yeah, we very likely are still in a bear market. And again, like all these bearish formations and structures that are popping up with conditions, they're supporting it. All right. So, I mean, I'm looking at this thing objectively here. And like I said, I'm not a perm bear, not a perma bull. All right. But in my personal opinion, the setup right now is clear as day. It's like you want to be looking to go short, like over here on QQQ. All right. Like I said, all right, you get your shot in here. I don't think dealers are going to let you get up here. All right. But this is the high likelihood you come up and fill this gap. Right. And then, like, hey, I told you guys. All right. I was looking at the same conditions that we got right here. All right. Over there, I called it. All right. And like, yeah, nothing has changed. All right. So that is what I'm watching. All right. But let me actually look at Raya. Okay. So I made a video a while back where I looked at Raya. I don't remember what it was called. Maybe it was just in one of my weekly updates. I have no idea. All right. But Raya, guys, is 100%. It's fundamentally way more sound. All right. On top of that, they actually have more potential. All right. So yeah. All right. They have completely surpassed Mara on every single aspect at this point. All right, so yeah, when the time comes back, guys, the Mara account it's not only going to Mara. I promise. It's actually mainly going to Riot. All right, but yeah, I'm gonna say the same thing as I just did over here on Bitcoin. If you're buying up here, you are it's an extremely high likelihood that you are being bull trapped. Come over here to the weekly time frame. Same thing I was just pointing out over there. And if you come up here and backtest this, that is your objective short and a half. There you go. All right. And oh, again, on the weekly, you have this. You crash through here. There you go. All right. You have the weekly 200 MA there as well. All right. So that is also a thing. But yeah, I think it's pretty much, it's going to be something like this, guys. Look at where your weekly RSI is. All right. You've gone on this tear here, over here. And again, if you're out the bear market, guys, there you go. All right. I'm completely wrong here. All right. You're probably going to do something like this. All right. That's what would happen. But guess what, guys? Bear market. Bear market. I don't know what else to say about it. We're in a bear market. That is what's happening. All right. I'm not gonna go with this whole bullish tide that's going on right here. Right as we're coming to the end of the tide. It's not, in my opinion, it's just not what you want to be doing. All right. You can ride these things when they're playing out, but hey, when you're up here, like honestly, it's not a bad idea just to sit in cash and just start waiting. All right. Start waiting for the next big opportunity there. All right. Or just hey, do what I do and pull your triggers when they pop up. There you go. All right, you do have this increasing buy volume, but as you see over here, not over here, you actually peaked with that increasing buy volume. So I'm gonna take that into consideration, but same time, I don't think it's going to be mattering. But at the end of the day, I do think Riot would be coming up here, and Mara, all right, if we were to put a spot on it where Mara, it's honestly, guys, it's probably right about right here, where Mara would be finding that next spot of resistance. All right, and so along with, we have Riot, all right, hitting resistance with these weekly conditions that suggest like, hey, all right, you're gonna get one hell of a rug pull here. All right, and then also the big boy Bitcoin is also, and again, like, hey, if you're not looking at the conditions I'm looking at, you might be bullish from this breakout. I'm sorry, but like that's gonna be how it is. But I know how to look at the conditions. I do. They're popping up like crazy right now. Again, we're in the bear market. That extremely high likelihood that all of this is a massive bull trap. All right, and again, DXY, guys, this thing, I told you guys, it broke out from the downtrend. All right, and now I'm showing you guys this. If this breaks out from here, guys, whoa, juicy. You had all of these other wedges here. All right, and if we look back, I'm sure you'll probably see that the breakouts mark tops. All right, or at least like we're like almost aligned with where stocks started declining. All right, it went crazy in 2022. Look at this. All right, it went crazy, and guess what, guys? It now has a continuation pattern. So, yeah, with the target up here. So yeah, continuation, end game. There you go. All right, guys. So I think I'm gonna end out the video here. Yeah, same thing over here on IWM. Objective short would be literally right here at this trend line. All right, and yeah, I'm looking to do so if I get the opportunity there. I got to do so there. Got to do so there. All right, and also good. There's that. IWM though, look at this bad boy. It's been going crazy the past 2 days, whereas these guys have they have not gone crazy the past 2 days. I mean, SPY, you had this gap down, then it recovered all day, but QQQ is definitely lacking right now. All right, I'm telling you guys, dealers are pulling the tricks. It's got to be what we're seeing. All right, they're pulling the tricks. All right, right before, and I think they're about to do something. If they wouldn't be doing this if they're not about to either gap you down massively or not massively. All right, but like either way, they're setting up for a trick. So I'm serious, guys. All right, we're We're either getting up there or we're getting down here. All right, that is what I'm looking for. There you go. All right, yeah, I'm going to end out the video here. All right, just a reminder, you have a bullish divergence over here on Mr. VIX. All right, over here on the weekly time frame, you have this going on over here. You have the stochastic beginning to cross up there. Do we actually have a cross? We do have a cross. All right, so it is crossing as of this week. We do have the bearish Rami, the VIX bottom marker that, okay, maybe it does mark bottoms. I don't know, but either way, it's there. All right, it's marked a lot of the bottoms throughout 2022. All right, so there you go, guys. And that is all I got for you. I will catch you guys in the next one. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like. All right, I would appreciate it so much. And that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.